Hi. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being live with me today, directly from the headquarters of Moldesol in Norway. And today we're going to talk about a war or an opportunity after this coronavirus pandemic outbreak. I was watching today a very interesting movie I suggested to watch as well, and it's called The American Factory. It's on Netflix. You can watch the trailer also on YouTube. And by the way, the interesting part is that this is going to be a very interesting topic today. We're going to talk about it. Huh, okay, it's going nuts. I don't know what's going on with the software. I think I will restream it. I'm sorry about it. Just a lot of craziness here. All right. So again, another episode of Empower, and today we're gonna talk about if this is going to be a war or an opportunity after the pandemic coronavirus. And today, I was watching a very interesting movie called The American Factory, which I suggest you to watch on Netflix. Or if you don't have Netflix, you can watch the trailer and some interesting interview on YouTube, which is free. I know a lot of you today are home and have a plenty of time to watch some entertainment. And you can watch some comedy, obviously, or your favorite TV series. I also recommend you, if you have Netflix, to watch The English Game. Very cool TV series about how soccer, what they say in America, soccer, it's football in Europe. So how it has been invented, the game, the English game. So today we're gonna talk about how do you see this after the outbreak, the coronavirus, the pandemic, the chaos, the craziness that it's going on in today's world. And you can see this as a war, as some of you might think, okay, I am arrested, confined into my home, I cannot get out, I'm scared. There is a police or even harm me, stopping me, preventing me for doing my own life, and also I'm threatened to death if I get this virus. And on the other side, you also have the future holding for you, maybe lost of employment. You will lose your job, you will lose your income, you already lost it, both the job and the income, and you don't know what's holding for you. And so today, I think it's very important to know what you think, and you can, comment. You can use the chat on YouTube. You can use it on Facebook. I'll try to comment. I see someone on Facebook live, so thank you very much for the one there. I would like to hear from you what you think. Is this a war or an opportunity? And are you gonna work for Americans or Chinese, for the Western world or the Eastern world? I think this is also a very interesting topic. When you watch the movie The American Factory, you really understand how the world is shifting from the West using to colonizing, like back in the days when Europe was going to Africa and to Americas and also to Asia to impose the rules, languages, and economy to those countries and peoples. And like the world is reversing right now after we've been seeing the Western world, ruling everyone else and being the minority of the world population. and now it's actually changing and switching from, the most populated part of the world, more than half, and are now going and seizing opportunity in the, I don't know how to call it, the number one power in the world, which is United States, the democracy, the freedom country, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, very interesting movie, the American history, the American Factory, and also it was supported by Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, and you can see the story of this Chinese billionaire. I think it Dao. I don't want to pronounce it wrongly. And definitely, you can see how it's gonna be in the future. The blending of two different and opposite culture. The Western and Eastern culture, the Americans and the Chinese. So very, very interesting. I really suggest you to go and watch it. Please comment, like, and subscribe on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook page, on the Periscope or Twitter account. And I really want to know what you think about it. Is this going to be a war for you, or is this going to be an opportunity? What the future is going to hold for you? What are you going to do on this situation? How are you going to see the glass? Is it half full, half empty? Do you prefer working for Western country, Western culture, or Eastern countries and culture? It happens that I'm actually a very good. I have a very good opinion on this because, first of all, I am Italian, so I consider myself from the Western world, uh, being a European and lived in US as well. But I also married my wife. She's just born in South Korea but raised in Norway, so she's definitely also a Western culture person. And I worked for Chinese actually when I was in UK, and when I worked for Chris and Vicky, I can say their names. Now they have built up a huge, huge corporation, and I was actually their first employee. So funny story to see how those Chinese young couple they managed to build up an empire in the United Kingdom, so not in their country. And then I see this man Dao going to US and doing something similar. Actually, he made his fortune in China, while Chris and Vicky they made their fortune in UK. But anyway, I've seen it working for Western people. I work most of my life in Europe. I said also US, and I work for a small portion of my life. I think it was a year for Chinese people for their company, and I've seen a huge shift in mentality and culture from what I'm used to. That you can see it in American factory, and the fracture between the two culture and the blending as well. How those two different worlds, the West and the East, are coming together in a war or as an opportunity. And that can be an opportunity for you. I know many of you are already working for Eastern company, mostly Chinese. I know my families are working for Chinese airline, and there are Chinese company now uh, buying more and more companies, and this might be an opportunity for them because, as a matter of fact, China is the world leader manufacturer. They are manufacturing 20 to 30% of the entire world production of goods. And then you have India that is coming up to be another, world service provider. They are together 3 billion capitalists. So what's going to happen to you if you live in the wrong side of the world? In this case, happen to be the East. So the Asian countries, they were undeveloped. No, they were very poor. A lot of people were starving to death, and now it seems to be the West. And there is a very interesting book I just mentioned before about the 3 billion of capitalists, and you should read it. This book, very very interesting. It was written, I think, 10 years ago from this American that have been working for corporations, and I think the CIA. He knew a lot of the stuff, and he was talking about how we are going to go back to the Silk Road, where basically China and India were trading the silks, the cottons, and all other type of products, and the European were coming to take those goods and bring it back to their respective countries. Marco Polo, for example, and Europe was into the dark phase, and there were a lot of wars between different countries, France and UK and Germany, and all the war were happening after. But it was definitely a time where Asia was rolling. Are we going to go back to that time where Asia had a great time? We are talking about very whole culture countries, very very big history. And by the way, what do you think? Is it better or worst for you? Do you think you're gonna have like I said, you're gonna be living in a war between those two culture, or an opportunity? Are you gonna take advantage? Working for the East as well as for the West. It might be pros and cons. What do you think about it? I would really like to know your opinion. And today I just wanted to keep it very short and to say that I've been meditating a lot. It's one of the day where I don't get much done, but I usually have a lot of thoughts and feelings inside my head, and I want to run it through you. And this is supposed to be empowering people, so I'm just putting some question out there, and I want you to answer it to yourself first, and to me, and to the community of Mondo Soul. That would be very interesting to build up some sorts of collective truth. Either it's better to think this as a war after the pandemic, or now we are actually in a war, someone say, and it was either a conspiracy or something that just happened by mistake. It had to happen every 10 years, or the history cyclic, history repeated. Someone said we are ready. We have the same structure as the World War, where a lot of extreme right was in power, a lot of poverty, unemployment, depression. So, is this going to be a war or an opportunity? Please comment down below, or whatever you find it in the chat. Let me know what you think. It will be very, very important if you can share this video to your friends and family, that this will be, a moment of truth for you, for other people, and we together can find solution to this big problem. I know you're struggling a lot. You might be losing a job, or you already lost a job. I know you might leaving home, and a lot of tension are going on. You are together with your family for very long hours, and obviously a lot of friction and tension. So this is a good time for you to think about it. How are you going to profit from this situation? And I've been talking about what's the future it's going to present, what type of opportunity, the trends, the e-commerce from Tai Lopez. You can watch the video. He said it's here to stay. So probably e-commerce is one of the trend, and together with e-commerce, so when we are selling products from distance, we need to fill that distance with logistics. So we need to move around products and service to people from where they are produced or sold to where are consumed. So logistic is also going to play a big part of the next future. And then in the movie, you also see how human beings are going to be replaced by robotics, how millions, hundreds of millions of jobs, they're going to be lost. And what's going to come after? Are we going to also blend together with robots? What are we going to do? I mean, the population is increasing, but it looks like jobs are decreasing. Or what's going to be the next job? So also this is something very interesting. It's a question that I'm throwing out to you. And if you haven't done it yet, like this video, hit the like button, smash it, destroy, like Grandstand Stefan said, and subscribe to the channel, like the Facebook page, and I think it's follow the Twitter. I'm not into the Twitter world like Donald Trump. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I see you tomorrow. Bye.